41. Accumulating virtue through speech is the same as accumulating blessings. The ancients used to say, wounds caused by blades heal easily, but malicious words are hard to erase. A person must cultivate moral integrity in their speech. If something shouldn't be said, don't say it. If something should be said, speak it slowly and mindfully. People often say, blessings come from the mouth, but misfortunes also come from the mouth. The mouth is the fastest way to create karma. It takes only a moment to offend many. On the journey of life, the more enemies you make, the narrower your path becomes. If you want a life of wealth and honor, your words must reflect that wealth and honor first. If a family wishes for good fortune, their speech must first be guided by virtue. When speaking with others, it's important to show empathy so they feel comfortable. Naturally, they will be more willing to accept you and become your friend. A black taxi driver was giving a ride to a white mother and her child. The child asked, "Why is the driver's skin different from ours?" The mother smiled and replied, "Because God wanted to make the world colorful, so He created people with different skin tones." When they reached their destination, the driver refused to take the fare. When I was a child, I asked my mother the same question. She told me that we are black and that it was destined for us to be of a lower class. If I had heard your answer instead back then, I might be a different person today. Speaking kind words creates good karma and nurtures good connections. Cultivating a gracious mouth, speaking with compassion in your heart, makes it easier to make friends and brings more harmony to the family. Blessings and prosperity will naturally follow. 42. The 5 taboos of a gracious mouth, things wise people never say. In Giguzi, Strategies of Heaven, Giguzi teaches that when interacting with others, one must avoid the following 5 taboo states of being. The sickly person speaks sluggishly, lacks energy, does everything half-heartedly, and shows no ambition or drive. The resentful person loves to complain, radiates negative energy, avoids making decisions when faced with problems, takes no action to resolve them, and is pessimistic and defeatist. The anxious person is overly emotional, deeply sentimental, and lost in their own world, leaving others feeling disconnected. The angry person loses control of their emotions, reacts with extreme joy or rage, and speaks with hostility. The overly cheerful person becomes smug and arrogant, talks down to others, speaks without filter, easily provokes envy, and often turns joy into sorrow. When someone constantly complains, laments their poverty, carries negative energy, and lacks contentment, the blessings they possess will quietly slip away. Doing anything without enthusiasm, just going through the motions, leads to a negative attitude and a life filled with dissatisfaction. Only when the family prospers can life be truly fulfilling. One must learn to feel content and to speak the word content. Dark clouds bring rain, and reckless people bring disaster. One should not act arrogantly or recklessly. Blessings or misfortunes, luck or trouble, each person must bear their own. You must learn to understand and control your emotions. In any situation, never speak recklessly. If you desire a life of wealth and honor, you must first cultivate gracious speech. 43. Speak sincerely and consider issues from the other person's perspective. Those who lack the art of communication often invite trouble with their words. But if you learn to nurture a gracious mouth, heaven will surely bless you. In the section Guiguzi, Power of Heaven, Guiguzi teaches that when speaking with different people, different strategies should be used. When speaking with the wise, rely on broad knowledge. When speaking with the wealthy, be powerful like a waterfall, yet carry yourself with elegance. When speaking with those of lower status, who are often sensitive, you must be humble and courteous, so they feel moved and see you as a true confidant. If you are speaking with someone who has made a mistake, you should encourage them, boost their confidence, and motivate them. As Guy Guzzi once said, no one wants to be weaker than others. Knowing how to communicate doesn't mean simply echoing what others want to hear, but rather speaking with sincerity, knowing how to put yourself in the other person's shoes, understanding their true thoughts and inner desires, and saying words that benefit them. From ancient times to the present, when it comes to mastering the art of speech, one must speak of Giguzi. He founded the art of persuasive diplomacy, enabling his disciples like Zheng Yi, Su Qin, Peng Zhuan, and Sun Bin to travel freely among nations, influencing the strategic layout of the 9 states. Beyond their powerful eloquence, what mattered more was their ability to switch perspectives, think from the other person's point of view, and act in the interest of the rulers of each nation. When interacting with others, what truly matters is sincerity. Even the most brilliant eloquence cannot move people like genuine emotion can. Speak with sincerity, and the journey of life will grow broader and smoother. 44. The kind of people you surround yourself with will shape your life accordingly. If you are around hard-working people, you won't become lazy. If you are with positive people, your spirit won't falter. Wise alongside the wise, and you will not be like the ordinary. Befriend those of great character, and you will surely rise to the heights of glory. Scientists believe that humans are the only creatures capable of receiving suggestion. Positive suggestion can bring beneficial effects on a person's emotions and physiology, awaken inner potential, unlock abilities beyond the ordinary, inspire a drive for self-improvement, and push you to move forward with enthusiasm. When it comes to people with a negative influence, it's best to keep your distance. Otherwise, without meaning to, they might steal your dreams, leaving you gradually disheartened and turning you into someone ordinary. Those with a positive influence are like the sun. Wherever they shine, there is light. Negative people are like the moon. Whether you meet them for the first time or after 10 years, they remain unchanged. 45. Attitude determines everything. The kind of attitude you have will shape the kind of future you get. Some say there are 3 great blessings in life: having a good teacher at school, working with talented colleagues and a kind boss, and marrying a like-minded partner. Sometimes just a single smile or a warm, caring word from them can brighten your entire life. The greatest misfortune in life is lacking a positive person by your side, someone with vision and foresight. Without such a presence, your life can become ordinary, bleak, and colorless. There's a saying that goes, "It doesn't matter who you are, what matters is who you're with." In ancient times, there was the story of Mencius's mother moved 3 times, which tells how Mencius's mother relocated their home 3 times in search of the best learning environment for her son. This alone shows just how crucial it is to be with the right people. If an eagle is raised in a chicken coop, it will lose its nature to soar. How can it ever spread its wings in the sky? A wild wolf growing up among sheep will lose its instincts. How can it ever roam the mountains and rivers, run across the vast lands? No matter how exceptional you are, if you surround yourself with people who carry negative influence, you will lose the pressure to rise, the drive to move forward, and eventually become ordinary and mediocre. If you want to be like an eagle soaring through the sky, then fly with eagles. Don't expect to become that by keeping company with sparrows. If you want to be like a wild wolf roaming the vast land, then run with the pack. You cannot travel that path alongside sheep. If you want to become a wise person, stay close to those who are wise. If you believe you are intelligent, then surround yourself with intelligent people, and only then can you become even sharper. If you believe you are outstanding, then you should stay close to outstanding people. Only then can you truly stand out. As the saying goes, birds of a feather flock together. The reason why an entire dormitory might pass graduate school exams or a class has many successful students often stems from this principle. Reading great books and forming connections with exceptional individuals are 2 of life's greatest fortunes. The value of a person is largely determined by the quality of the friends around them. The more exceptional your friends are, the higher your own value, and the more they contribute to your career. Friendships are a lifelong source of wealth, as friends support, encourage, and help you win every battle and keep moving forward. The true beauty of life lies in having someone to walk beside you, hand in hand. Wise, engaging, inspirational lies in the fact that when you give someone a rose, its fragrance lingers on your hand. Life is just like that. If you want to be around intelligent people, you must be intelligent. If you want to be with outstanding individuals, you need to be outstanding. Without being around such people, your life cannot flourish. Love is the same, marriage is the same, family is the same, and so is your career. Never justify yourself from beginning to end. During the Eastern Jin period, Cao Fong once served as an imperial censor, and his residence in Quanzhou was under the jurisdiction of Judge Zhang Tongno. At that time, a military academy student named Don Hong Tian stole timber from the government to make household items. When Zhang Tongno found out, he was furious and wanted to execute him. To save his own life, Don Hong Tian gave a false confession, saying that Cao Fong had instructed him to do it. Zhang Tongno then questioned Cao Fong to verify Duan Hong Tian's statement. Unexpectedly, Cao Fong admitted it was his doing. Because of that, Duan Hong Tian was spared from the death penalty. Zhang Tongno gave Cao Fong 10,000 strings of coins and a horse, then dismissed him. Cao Fong quietly left, never once defending himself against the false accusation. Later, Zhang Tongno had to call Cao Fong back. More than a year later, one of Zhang Tongno's close aides said that Cao Fong had taken the blame because he wanted to save a life. Zhang Tongno was deeply astonished and treated Cao Fong with even greater respect. Finding gold but not claiming it, giving money to others is not hard, but treating well someone who is encroaching on your property is a level of virtue that not everyone can attain. When Zhang Qithong was studying at the Imperial Academy, his family asked someone to bring him a piece of gold. Unexpectedly, while Zhang Qithong was away, his roommate opened his luggage and stole the gold. The academy's inspector summoned the roommate for a search. When the gold was found, Zhang Qithong said, "This gold does not belong to him." The roommate who had stolen the gold secretly returned it by slipping it into Zhang Qithong's coat pocket under cover of night. Zhang Qithong knew that his friend was going through hard times, so he gave him half of the gold. The elders said that giving gold to others was something anyone could do with ease. But in a moment of urgency, when the gold was recovered, not claiming it as his own was something most people could not do. 49. Helping a thief turn over a new leaf. Wu Lingni of Zhao Prefecture was originally a city dweller, an honest man who would never harm others for his own gain. In the final years of his life, his family lived in relative comfort. One night, a man broke into his home to steal. His sons caught the thief, who turned out to be the neighbor's son. Wu Lingyi asked the thief, "You've never done anything wrong before. Why would you suffer through the night to steal like this?" The man replied, "I was driven to this by poverty and desperation." Wu Lingyi asked him what he needed. The thief said, 10,000 strings of coins would be enough to buy food, drink, and clothing. Wu Lingyi immediately gave him that exact amount. As the thief was leaving, Wu Lingyi called him back. Terrified, the man thought Wu Lingyi had changed his mind and was about to report him. But Wu Lingyi said, "You're so poor, yet you're carrying 10,000 strings of coins. I'm afraid the night patrol might stop and question you." Wu Lingyi kept the thief until morning before letting him go. The thief was deeply ashamed and eventually became an honest man. Neighbors all called Wu Lingyi a great benefactor. Wu Lingyi also selected outstanding children, built a school, and invited renowned teachers to come and teach. His son Wu Qiet and grandson Hu both passed the imperial examination and became a prestigious family in the southern region of Kaozhou. That was the blessing rightfully earned by a man who loved doing good deeds. Number 50. sparing a servant's life. Zhang Tixian, a renowned general of the Northern Song period, was formerly a right attendant and later promoted to commissioner of transport in the Jiangnan region. One day, he hosted a banquet at home. A servant secretly stole several silver items and hid them on his person. Tixian, standing behind the curtain, saw everything but said nothing. Later in life, Tixian was appointed prime minister. Many of his household servants were also granted official positions, except for that one servant who had received no title or salary. One day, during a quiet moment, the servant knelt before Tixian and said, "I have served you the longest. All those who came after me have been granted posts. Why have you forgotten me?" With that, he broke down in tears. Tixian said, "I never intended to bring this up. Yet here you are blaming me. Do you remember stealing those silver items back in Jiangnan? I have kept that to myself for nearly 30 years, never told anyone, not even you knew. Now that I serve as Prime Minister, responsible for appointing and removing officials, encouraging the virtuous, and exposing corrupt ones, how could I possibly recommend a thief for an official post? Out of respect for your years of service, I will now give you 300,000 strings of cash. Go, find a peaceful place to settle down. Since I've revealed the past, you must feel ashamed and cannot remain here any longer." The servant was deeply shocked, wept, and took his leave. The ancients used to say, "When you yield the road to others, your own path becomes broader and more open." Since ancient times, those who know when to yield, who understand when to advance and when to retreat, and who avoid unnecessary conflict, tend to gain more than they lose in life. A person who yields is not a loser, nor are they weak or timid. They are someone who understands respect and balance. Take a step back and the sea and sky open wide. That is a form of character, a kind of profound wisdom, and a mark of true refinement. Those who know how to yield are truly admirable. They understand when to let go of their own opinions, viewpoints, and personal interests to make way for others. Letting go is not a loss. It is a way to win people's hearts. With that, the Lantern of Knowledge channel would like to share this quote with you. "A smile can change a day. A hug can change a week, but a word can change a life." We believe you have drawn your own lessons from this. We hope you will share your personal experiences in the comments so that everyone can learn from one another. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button to help spread it to more people. The team at Lantern of Knowledge sincerely thanks you for taking the time to watch this video.